Morning, morning, morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500. And welcome back to the project that I had initially called Project EV2. A few of you came up with the suggestion of Eunice based on the registration number, and I never clocked that one. So I've renamed it. As you can probably see from the thumbnail, this is Project Eunice. So welcome to Project Eunice. Today is the first day of the repair. I've literally done nothing to it since I did the walk around video. Literally nothing. It's been parked in front of the house and it hasn't moved because I've been getting that one ready for the MOT, which is today. So let's get on with Project Eunice. Day one, we need to assess again the damage. We know what the damage is. Just go through quickly what we've got to do and we'll get on with it. And let's do it. Okay, so I think as far as I know, I've got every part that I need for this car now. Luckily, because I've had it for a couple of weeks, obviously I started ordering parts the day I got it. In fact, I think I started ordering parts the day before I got it. The only thing that we don't know if I need is that DRL. As far as I know, that's the only thing. Now, I don't think the bottom bar has been touched because, as you can see, there's nothing on there. I bought the top bar, I bought a radiator, I bought a condenser, I've bought that chrome strip, I've already got the backing piece, I've bought a headlight, I bought the wing. I don't think there's anything else we need. Oh, that I've already got. We've already gone through all this. Everything else is okay. So we'll take that all off of this bumper. Oh, bumper, of course. I've had the bumper. I think I had the bumper before I had the car. But that has now come. So, yeah. Let's show you what bumper we've got, and then we'll make a start, I think. Got some of the parts in the boot of the car, some of it's on the back seat of the car. Radiator is sitting there, because I've got an EIS radiator, because I like those, I prefer those out of all the radiators you can get, and they're cheap. Yeah, let's get on with it. Right, parts started to arrive today, which is great. So I'm going to check this against the photographs, because when last time I bought a bumper from them, it was in my favour, but they actually sent me the wrong one. And I actually think the one that I did buy, which had some paint issues, had obviously been painted in the past, is up for sale now with them. So obviously I got a better bumper than I bought last time, so I kept quiet. But I think it's the right one. There's a few marks on it, a couple of little scratches, a couple of little dings, nothing much. They do describe them quite well. Little one there, but nothing much. That'll we might have to put a little bit of paint on here because we've got a bit of a, actually no, I think that's transference. I think most of that will come off. But yeah, so we got that one, and wait till you see this one. Look at the size of that box. So in there was the front panel, which it's fine. It's the only reason I've opened it now because, as it says on this one, although it's upside down. Please, this product needs checking within an hour of delivery. So I thought I said I won't do it while you're here, because if it's something wrong with it, you're not going to want to take it back, are you? He wants to just get on with his delivery. So I said I'll wait till you're gone, and it's fine. Yeah, very well packed. So it's always handy to have this cardboard, although it is a bit over the top. Yeah, because I use the cardboard when I'm doing the oil changes to put down, and I've actually started running out, so I'm going to cut that up. And I can use that. That's quite good. Yeah. So yeah. So front panel, and that'll be the two reinforcement bars that I told you about that I was ordering. Headlight has already come as well, which is in the boot of the car now. So yeah, we're just waiting until next week to get on with it now. So I will see you then. Okay, time to get on. Right. So I made a decision this year. Last winter I was out here working on cars, and it was -5. I was actually doing painting when it was in minus temperatures, and that painting, as you can imagine, didn't go very well. I'm not doing that this year. When the thermometer falls below 0, I'm staying indoors. Unless there's something desperate that I need to get done for an MOT or something like that, I am not working on cars when the thermometer goes below 0. Just not doing it anymore. It's no fun doing it in the cold anyway. I mean, at the moment I've got I've got a polo shirt, I've got a thick jumper, I've got a thick hoodie on, and I've got my woolly hat on, and I'm fine at the moment. So that's okay. But it's sunny, and it's probably about 4 degrees, maybe 5 at a stretch. That's fine. So, okay. What I'm hoping, what would be nice, is if I get the bumper off, and the only thing that's made the radiator leak is because that pipe's bent. If you remember, I showed you on the walk around that the pipe is bent, the top pipe from the radiator. That might be split. I think I'm being a bit optimistic because, as we can see, the bumper is pushed right back past the bar, and I'm sure that's probably gone into the condenser. I haven't actually tried the air conditioning. It's a little bit difficult sometimes trying air conditioning when it's cold. But yeah, I haven't tried it, but I'm sure once we get the bumper off, all will be revealed. So that side's going to be easy because it's all broken. That side be the usual. We'll move the wheel out of the way, blah de blah de blah. You know the drill. Anyway, I'm going to set it up on time lapse. We'll get this off, and then we'll come back and we'll have a proper look underneath, and then we can see whether that DRL is broken, because if not, there's one with a broken tab on eBay for £40, rather than the nearest one to that is 130. So I need to find out sharpish, and if I need one, get it ordered. Fingers crossed we don't. Anyway. You may have seen there that I had a little bit of trouble because my electric wrench, that thing, run out of battery, so I changed the battery for the spare one, which I thought was fully charged, and that one was flat as well, so I got no battery, so I had to do it by hand, which takes me back a little bit. I haven't had to do it by hand for a long time. So I thought I'd do this live with you, so you can see with me at the same time that I do as to what we got hiding under here. You may have seen your time lapse, you may not have done. I released the two things here. These have to come out, and they are not the easiest things to get out without breaking them, I have to say. I have broken them before. I don't know if there's a way to get them out that you're supposed to do it. I tried to prise it out. They're easy to get in, they just clip in, but they're not so easy to get out. But the cables, which are for adjustments on the DRLs, when I take the bumper off, of course I want the cables to pull through so I can just lift the whole thing off. They are a bit of a funny contraption, the way they fit to the DRLs. Bearing in mind that DRL's not going to is okay, I want to be able to see how they fit on, because I've tried to clip them on before and I have had trouble. But anyway, let's get the bumper off. All the bolts are undone. Obviously that one doesn't need under clipping. Might need a bit of encouragement because it's probably stuck under the headlight. God, what's it stuck on? Here we go. Here we go. Right, let's undo the plugs. That is still held on by one lug. I think that's okay. And I don't know about the bottom lug, but I think the side lug's okay actually as well, because it's I'll show you in a minute, because it's I think the bumper has given up the ghost before the lug has. So we'll see if we can undo this bolt here and lift this out. Where's the cable? So the side one's obviously gone, but that's not a problem, I can fix that. Bottom one, I mean, not the side one. Come on, out you come. Yeah, bottom one's gone, but because I've got it, well, it should be here, I suppose. It should be. I should be able to plastic weld it on, as long as the glass isn't broken on this, or the casing, which appears to be intact. So that one, See if make sure we're getting it on camera. So that one and that one are both intact. It's just that one that's not. So I don't need to buy. A little bit scratched, but we can polish that up. That's not a problem. But there's no cracking in the casing. Whether the bulbs work or not remains to be seen. It's got little blue bulbs in there. We'll try that before we put them in, actually. I think the mechanism that adjusts it has got pushed in, I think. But I'm not too worried about that. I don't know. I really don't understand why you need to adjust these anyway. But yeah, the other one is okay. This one's a little bit chewed up, but we won't worry about that too much at the moment. We might be able to get the old bit out. So yeah, so that's that. Right, so that's good. So we can save that. So we'll put that down there for the time being. That can pull through. Right, we need to have a proper look under here, don't we? Oh, of course, we've got fog lights as well, haven't we? So we need to disconnect those down there. He says. Oh, there we go. Pull that out of there, like that. That should lift away now. We need to get that. That's intact. So that can go back on. Right, yeah, bottom bar is okay, so we'll move that out of the way. Get that out into the garden. We can take that apart, get all the bits off that we need for that. So we'll just stand that up there. Right, let's get you off the tripod and we'll have a proper good look at it. You know what? It doesn't actually look that bad. That condenser, I mean, it's got a little bit of damage to it. But I think before we disconnect it, we need to see whether it's actually holding gas. And if it is, I think that can probably just be bent back into shape. I don't think there's any need to replace that. Now the radiator, that is only just touching it. So I'm still wondering whether it's holds just there. There's nothing wrong with it there, is there? So we need to figure out where that water's coming from. So what I might do is if I disconnect the radiator from the front panel, so we'll undo the bolts on the front panel. Obviously take the bars off. That bar is rubbish. We can get rid of that. So then it's just the radiator is just flopping around with the condenser. We can then run the car. I'll fill it with water. What's the coolant level like in it anyway? Yeah, I think it's empty. Oh no, there is coolant. We'll run it and then we'll see where the coolant's coming from. Once that releases and pulls back, it might be obvious. And that's what I'm hoping it is, because I could just replace that hose then. In which case I wouldn't actually need to replace the radiator. I don't think that radiator's even bent, you know. Well, let's get it all off and have a look. We'll put you back on time lapse and we'll get this off. Obviously get the crap headlight out, get the good headlight out. Bars off, all those nuts undone, bolts undone. Disconnect the radiator, which is obviously, you know, bolts at the bottom and those tabs at the top, the little clip things. And then we'll run it up to temperature. So what we'll do is we'll come back once we've got all that off and we'll have another look and see if we can see where there's any holes or anything. And then we'll run it up. So I will put you back on time lapse now. Let's do it. Right, as you can see, I've lost a bit of coolant there. Hopefully you picked that up on time lapse. All it was, as far as I can see, was this, because it uses, I don't like these things, these compression thing. You just push it in and it releases, and it was loose, and that pipe was sort of halfway off. So rather than using that, I've put a Jubilee clip on, tightened it up, and that was just, the only reason I lost that was because the radiator was sort of dangling one side, so it started to pour out. There's quite a lot of coolant in there. So I think that's all it is. That radiator is completely straight. Completely straight. The condenser's a little bit bent, but what I'll do is I'll release it and then I'll just strain it up a little bit. I've done that before. There's no need to replace that condenser at all. So that's good. That is good. We do have the tip, just the tip of that has been very, very slightly bent over, which I thought it was. But that's fine. I can heat that up and pull that back. Not a problem. It's always, they often tip over. That actually might be why it was Cat S, although you couldn't actually see that when you were looking down from, you know, the top. You couldn't actually see that was like that. So I think it's a Cat S because it was a Cat N before. But that would be sufficient for a Cat S, stupidly. So, right, so I'm going to fire it up, run it up to temperature, and see if we've got any more leaks. If not, we'll start putting the new front panel on. Yeah, we've got no leaks. We're sort of more or less up to running temperature, no leaks. I've tried the air conditioning, it didn't work, and then I realised I'd undone the plug. So it's difficult to tell in the winter because of course it's sucking cold air in anyway. But as soon as I plugged that in, I heard the clutch on the compressor kick in, and off it went. And then the air got even colder. So yeah, the aircon's working perfectly. Absolutely no issues whatsoever. So that is really good. That is really good news. So yeah, we're up to temperature, more or less. We'll leave it running for just a little bit longer. And then I think we'll get all the bits and pieces onto the front panel and get that front panel on. Unfortunately, we have got a leak. It's not out of the radiator though, it is out of that hose. You can see it, it's around the side there. So what I did, I squeezed the hose to make sure it was warm, and all of a sudden it started to come out. So it's the hose. It is the hose that's actually got a split. Now I'm pretty certain I've got one of those. I hope I have, because otherwise, see it's dripping now. How annoying. So I'll let it cool down before I take it off, because obviously I've run it up to temperature now, so the water's quite warm. I'll take that off. So obviously I'm going to lose some. I'll try and save as much as I can. Well, not so much save it, I can always put fresh stuff in, but just to keep it off the drive. It does stain. It comes off eventually once you've hosed it down, but yeah, okay. Not a problem, not a problem. Let's go and see if we've got one in the garage. If not, I'll have to get one ordered, but I'm pretty sure I've got one. Yeah, the joys of having lots of spare parts. Yes, there we go, I've got one, which is in nice condition. So often when you buy, obviously I've broken up cars as well, but often when you buy radiators or front panels or rad packs or something, these come with it. So I've actually got about 3 of them. This is the best one, so that's the one I'm using. So as I say, I'll let that cool down for a few minutes, and then we'll disconnect it and put this one on. And then obviously we know we'll run it up again just to make doubly sure. But yeah, this all looks completely fine, absolutely fine. But better to do it now, isn't it? Because it's easier to get to with the front off. And also, what I'll do. Actually, I don't need to. What I was going to do is do the earth strap now, but I don't need to do that just yet. Because what I'll do is I'll take the battery tray out, because what I'm doing now, which someone suggested that they do, a couple of people actually suggested with the earth straps, the fiasco I had with that other car, I decided to change them on every car now. So I bought a load of them. I've got quite a few of them. But what someone said is don't bother disconnecting the old one, just run another one and use the clutch slave cylinder bolt as your termination point. So that's what I'm going to do. So rather than rather than disturbing the slave cylinder and moving it out of the way to get to that stud, just put another one on. So you've got double bubble. So if the existing one is okay, then you've got double and earth, haven't you? So it makes it even better. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. Yeah, I think that was a top tip. So I think there was 2 of you suggested that, so I appreciate that. Thank you very much for suggesting that. Yeah. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, I am just going to straighten this little tip of the leg up by heating it up and whacking it back. It's literally a 2-minute job. So we'll get that done now, and then we'll do this radiator pipe. So we're obviously going to lose coolant, but that can't be helped. I'll put something underneath it to catch it. Yeah. Right, okay, let's get on with it. Right, as you see, I lost some. I am not putting that back in because that's a bit of a dirty container. That I thought was going to be clean, but it's not. So that's going in the waste. And what I'll do is I'm just going to run it up now again, just to make sure that it's not leaking. I'm pretty certain it's okay, but while I've got it off, I might as well do it. That you might have seen, I really struggled with that clip. It was so caked up. And it just, even when the screw was completely out, I was having to prise the damn thing off. Really difficult. Yeah, so I'm just going to run it up again, just to double check. I've straightened the leg. Sorry, I didn't film that, but as you can see, I say leg, sorry, not the leg, just the tip. I've straightened that up. So yeah, once I've run it up, we can start getting this all back together again. So just thinking if I've got to put anything on the new front panel first. I haven't, have I? They're always awkward, these, when you're when you've got the radiator. I much prefer to take it all off, put it all back together on the front panel, and then offer the whole thing up, because it's quite awkward offering up, because it has to go, that bit has to go, so it has to go in from the outside, but of course that needs to go on the inside. And it's always quite tricky to get it in, and I've found the best way is those supports at the bottom, although I've taken them off of the front panel, is to actually pull them off, because they're like in a rubber grommet type thing. Pull them off of the bottom, that helps, and then put them back on afterwards. That seems to help you get it in. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, I'll do all that on time lapse, but before I do that, I'm just going to run it up for 10 minutes just to make sure, doubly sure there's no leaks, and then we'll do it. Right, I was running it up to temperature, and there was nothing, there was no hot air coming out. And I know I'd obviously lost some coolant, but there was loads of coolant in a bottle still. So I took off the bleed. I should have filmed all this. I took off the bleed screw, and I've probably, well, that's how much I've done out of a new bottle, and I also done half another bottle as well, or maybe somewhere between a third and a half. So that's taken probably 3 litres, maybe. And eventually it started coming out of there. Now it is a little bit too high in here. I've only just put this on, so don't worry about pressure. It is too high, it's right up to the top. So I will have to take some out, but I do expect some to go round still. So I will double check that, and obviously I'm not going to leave it like that. If I have to take some out, I will, using my syringe. But yeah, so there's nice hot air coming out now. We now have no leaks, and this pipe is nice and hot, nothing coming out, so it's all good. So the only problem with doing what I've just done, which I wanted to do just to make sure there's no leaks, the only problem with that, of course, is now that makes the radiator heavier, because it's got more coolant in than it did before. But c'est la vie. So yeah, so back to what we were going to do. I'll stop the engine, and then we'll take those things off the bottom of the radiator and get it all mounted on the front panel, and away we go. Let's do it. As you can see, it is all going swimmingly. This is one of the 2 brand new bars that I bought. I bought 2 facelift bars, and as we've talked about before, they are different, and the reason they're different is because the front panel, I didn't show you on the front panel, did I? I forgot about showing you, but basically the front panel has got a big hole that side rather than an equal size. So the one on that side is small, and on the old panel, the one on that side is small. Actually, I'll show you, I've got the old one here, haven't I? Let me show you on the old one. So yeah, so as you can see, that hole there is small, and on the non-facelift panel, the one on this side is the same size, but as you can see, that's much bigger. And then of course the bar is different, because the bar has got the bigger bit that goes through there because of the toe, and then you've got a screw there, which is where the, or is it there? Can't remember now. No, I think it's there, because you've got an extra hole this side, but there's not on that side. I think that's where you screw the toe high hook in. That's why it's different, and that's why you need to put on the other one. So that's all bolted up now. As you saw, I did that side first, jacked it up in the middle as it is now, more or less in the middle. That side was jacked up so it was dead centre with the holes. Got those in. Those needed to go down a bit, so I could push it down, but they weren't lined up properly. So what I did is I loosened those ones off. In fact, I've got to retighten those, haven't I? I loosened those ones off, so that way I could just pull the whole thing over a little bit. You often have to do that, and you often have to adjust as well. So as I say, what I've normally done in the past is I've gone as high as I can. Now I've got them in the centre, because I thought I'll try it differently on this. And it all depends on how the bonnet closes once you've got this all bolted up, and you know, whether the gaps are equal front and back once you've got the bumper on, and so on. So there's always a bit of, well, not always, but quite often a bit of jiggery pokery to get it in exactly the right position. And obviously we have to hope that there's been no movement in the chassis rails, which I don't think there is. It's just that these are a little bit springy, and because I've got it secured loosely on each side, these bits here, you know, you need to push it down and make sure it's in the right place. And if they're slightly out of alignment, which they often are, you know, where they've been delivered, this one's actually, because it was in a big box, it's actually better than some of the ones that just get delivered in the plastic bag, thankfully. But yeah, it's nice to get new stuff on, I think. As much as, you know, it's not original, the aftermarket is absolutely 100% fine. We are going to have to take a break now, because my wife's working all day without a break, so I've got to make her some lunch, and I think it's about 1:05 now. So once I've done that, I need to get myself ready to get down to town to take that car in, Project Pearl, in for its MOT. Nervous moment. I don't know whether it's going to pass. I think it will, but you just don't know, do you? So that's 1:45, that MOT. So I probably won't get back till 2:45, 3 o'clock. We've probably only then got an hour of daylight left. So we'll get the bottom bar back on, and what we might do is just sit the bumper in position. I haven't done anything to the wing or anything like that. We'll just sort of sit the bumper in position. I've got tomorrow morning, but then tomorrow afternoon, lunchtime-ish, I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, so I'm not going to get that much done tomorrow. So we'll have to leave it till next week. So we'll get as much of it done as we can later on today. I could have done without this MOT today, really. I could have just got on and got a lot of this done, but c'est la vie. Anyway, I will be back when I come back from the MOT, and I won't tell you about the MOT because that's obviously on a different video. But we'll crack on. We'll get that other bar on. We'll do whatever we can until it gets dark. So I'll see you a little bit later. Right, as you can see, I jumped to this morning. It was getting dark last night. I had a bit of an issue with my MOT. I got there late due to a road closure. And I didn't get back till late. By the time I got back, it was pretty much dark. I did carry on a little bit, and I put the bottom bar on, but I was really pushed for time, and my camera was playing up. The batteries are not holding charge, and what I'm recording now, I've already recorded today, and the battery went in the camera. It's showing fully charged at the moment, and then it just went off, and then it corrupts the file because it doesn't save it. What I'm recording now with the bar off, I did 3 times yesterday. And each time the battery went, so I've ordered some new batteries last night, which are coming today. Hopefully that will take care of it, and I am keeping an eye on the battery level at the moment as I'm talking. So the bumper, start again. The bonnet does close when the bumper's not on, but it doesn't when the bumper is on, so it's too low. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the bumper back off. It's only just held on by 2 bolts. I whip that off and I'm just going to move the catch up to the top. Ideally what I would like to do is get the headlights in, and I would have liked to have got the bumper, everything in the bumper today, but I really don't think I've got time. And with the weather, what was I saying yesterday? It's probably -2, something like that today. So I don't want to be out here doing this. But what I want to do is I want to be able to get this car out on the road, because it's taxed. It's shown as taxed. It's MOT'd, and obviously it's on my trade insurance, so I can park it outside. But obviously I don't want to park it outside like that. So yeah, I will. I might get some of it done. I'll see how I go. If we can get it outside, obviously that headlight will have to come off again, obviously, because it's the wing's got to be done. But again, I can do that Monday. What I'd like to do ideally, and what I might do anyway, is leave it all till Monday, because I'm off work on Monday, and then get all of that finished, at least temporarily, so it's parkable on the road, and obviously do the wing as well, and then it will be, you know, to all intents and purposes, good to go on the road with no one being any the wiser. And then I can sort of do the inside, clean the inside and so on. But I have still got Project Pearl that I want to finish as well. So that's where we are today. I'll take that bumper off and we'll come straight back and I'll show you. Obviously we've got the new bottom bar on as well. But yeah, we might have to push it up a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just wanted to update you with that, because you're probably wondering why you saw it yesterday and now you're seeing it with the bumper on, so I just wanted to explain that. So right, let's just whip that off. Right, that's what I meant to show you last night. So everything's all connected up, the aircon's all connected up, the horn's back on. So yeah, so we're just gonna raise that up to the top. There's quite a lot of movement in those, and I've sort of put it centered left to right and centered, so it's all right left to right, just needs to move up. Now maybe that the entire panel needs to move up, and we won't really know that until we get the headlights in, which will show whether they're in the right place or not. And we'll start off with this side, because obviously the wing's not moved. If you've got a car that you've got both wings smashed, then you're a bit of a disadvantage. If you've got one that's okay, then you know front panel to wing. If the headlight doesn't fit, you know it's the front panel, not the wing. And again, there is some adjustment in the wing that you can make, you know, wing to bonnet and so on. So they are quite finicky, these cars. Trying to get stuff to line up. I'm not sure whether other cars are similar, but these do seem particularly bad. I'll say bad, tricky to get lined up. We will have to take the top bar off again anyway, because I need to straighten up that condenser. As much as it's all right, it's just a little bit bowed, that's all. It's nothing much. No effort at all. That will bend back. I'd say I've done it before. So yeah, that won't be an issue at all. It's just, I should have remembered to do it before I put the bars on. And I completely forgot yesterday, rushing around trying to get stuff done before I went for the MOT. So yeah, just going to adjust this catch and we'll try that again. But I'm going to get the headlights in. Shall I bother repairing the headlight tab now? I suppose I might as well, mightn't I? At least it's done then. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to film all of this. I might film some of it. I'm not going to bother with the headlights. Yeah, I'm going to start getting stuff into the bumper as well. Of course, I've got to get the stuff out off of the old bumper first, which, as we know, Fiat and their tabs might be slightly tricky. Anyway, I will see you in a bit. Right, first headlights in, and that one went in like a dream. Yeah, that's in perfectly. The wing's perfectly lined up. The gap needs a tiny bit of adjustment. Nothing much. Needs to come up very slightly at the back, but nothing much. Yeah, but that fits like a glove. I've raised those up as far as they'll go, and whereas before I had to really push down hard on the bonnet, now I don't. Obviously the tester will be when I get the bumper on as to whether it will do that. Again, you know, the whole thing might need moving up, so it might all have to come out again anyway. I say out, you just loosen off all the 4, 8, 16 bolts, get a jack underneath, push it up, retighten the bolts, which is actually what I often do anyway. But I just wanted to try it this time by centering them rather than getting them as high as you go. Just to make a change. Obviously this side is going to be completely out because we need a new wing, which we've got in the boot. But I won't be doing that until next week. Someone did say, did you check the pocket under the seat to see if the service book is there? And I always do that. Now, and I've got a feeling I didn't, because I can't open that door properly, and it's awkward doing it from the other side. And the only time I was sitting in the other side was I had the computer, I think, or I had stuff on the seat and I couldn't really get to it properly. Now, I don't think the facelift have those pockets, but I suppose I ought to look. So I'm going to open that door up a little bit now and see if we can see. But because I think the theory is, and I don't know whether this is right or not, because obviously sometimes you'll get these seats in a pre-facelift, but I think when you have a proper, still got the chili sauce on the floor down there, I haven't cleared this out at all. When you have a proper drop down glove box as opposed to just a stupid shelf, you don't have them, I think. No, there isn't one. Yeah, thought as much. So it was worth a look, and I had completely forgotten about it, but no, that is the theory, and my theory sounds sound. Right, I'm going to repair the other headlight and get that one in as well. If, as I say, if nothing else, it's to protect it from the weather between now and Monday, should it rain, rather than just having big holes there. So right, let's get that repair tab. Now, bearing in mind this is a facelift car, they don't do specific repair tab kits for the facelift headlights because they are slightly different. And there is one of the tabs, and I can't remember which one it is, that you have to cut a bit of the repair tab to get it to fit properly. It's not a big deal, but you do have to snip bits off to get it to fit round part of the, I can't remember which one. When I get to that, I'll come back and I'll show you actually. But yeah, so old style headlight tabs do fit, but I think it's just the one of them that you have to trim. But as I say, we'll come back to that. So right, we'll get that done, and then we'll get that installed as well, and then we'll have a little go at the bumper. Right, I've started putting this together. That was a pig to get out the old bumper. You might notice that there's some pots on sitting on the top. The reason being those side bits. So the side bits, this is a lounge bumper, because of course it's got the holes for the chrome bit. In the pop bumper it doesn't have that chrome bit. But it doesn't have the slits in the side bits. So luckily I had the ones that I bought for the previous car, which was a pop bumper, that I'd shaved the tabs off of, because there were no slots. And because even though there were no slots, they were obviously different, slightly different shape, and they didn't actually fit in. These fit in, but I've used the ones off there that I'd shaved the tabs off of, so that I've glued them in. And they're a bit tight on one end, so I've just weighted them. I've glued. It's -degrees temperatures today, so it's not ideal for gluing. But I've done it, and hopefully it'll last. If not, we'll have to do it with Tiger Seal another day. But I didn't want to put anything else on. So what I'll do this evening, shut up birds. This evening when I get home from this wedding, I'll just whack this. It would have dried by then. I'll just put it back on the car. So both headlights are in. I've repaired. I didn't actually use the repair tab. That tab was with the headlight when I took it out of the box. So I've actually plastic welded and hot stapled that. And I've also, the DRL that was broken, as you can see, looks like Edward Scissorhands. That's glued, super glued, and loads and loads and loads of repair, what do you call them, staples in. So I'm just going to leave that now. We'll come out whenever and do that, and then obviously put them all back into the bumper. So all shuts nicely, gaps are all nice. Obviously the headlight is only actually held on by the top bolt. I've moved the wing out a little bit. I've released the bolts on it, and we'll do that on Monday. We'll get that bumper finished on Monday, and we'll get this wing changed on Monday, and then by the end of the day on Monday we can get this at least out on the street for the time being, and then we can finish Pearl off. But I just wanted to get it to that point where I can park it outside out of the way. So that's it for now. I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, and then I'm going to have to start getting ready for this wedding that I'm going to. So I will see you on Monday on this video, because we want to get this front bit finished for this video. So I'll see you Monday. Have a good day. Right, morning, welcome back. It's Monday morning now. As you can see, horrible day. Raining, cold, was windy. Wind's died down a little bit now. As you saw, put some petrol in it from a can as it was sucking fumes. I've repaired that DRL, the one that had the broken tab. You saw me just cutting off the little the bits of the staples that are sticking out, and I thought I'd plug them in before I put the thing on, test those DRLs, because it's a lot easier to change the bulbs when the DRL's out of the car rather than in the bumper, or rather when the bumper's installed. So I thought I'd get that done first. So today I want to try and get this built up, get the bumper on, and get the wing changed as well. So I think we'll probably do, I'm going to get the bumper dressed, get it nice and warm with its nice warm dressing gown on, and its comfy slippers ready to go on, and then we'll get the wing done. So as much as I don't want to be out here doing this, the very least I want to do with this today is get that front, I say finished, it probably won't line up properly, but I just want it, because I may have to go up and down with the front panel, but yeah, we'll cross that bridge as and when. But I want to be able to park it out on the road, basically, as it's taxed, MOT'd, and insured. And I need to get Project Pearl finished as well. So let's just get that done quickly, then we'll come straight back, and then we'll probably do the wing actually on the next video, because this video is getting a bit long now, but let's just get the bumper ready to go on. Let's do it. That's it all put back together, all cleaned up. So that chrome strip there, that one there, which fits into the black bit. Oops, I got the invoice here. £44 plus postage plus VAT, £62.10. Now, you know the annoying thing about that is they charged VAT on postage. There is no VAT on postage. That's really annoying. £62 for that stupid little bit of plastic. And it wasn't new. I thought it was new. When I bought it, does it say on here new? It does. Oh, new grille bumper. What that means is it's the new, as in the facelift. I read that as being a brand new one. So that's a second-hand one for £62. How ridiculous. That, someone asked why I said I was not going to do facelifts again. Well, that was part of the reason, because the parts for these bumpers are so expensive. It just so happened with this one, the only thing I needed was that chrome strip. And of course, that bit, and I knew I already had one bit of it. So, and I took a chance on the DRLs, that the DRL was going to be all right, which it is, apart from the broken tab, of course, which I've now repaired. So that's all ready to go back on now. I haven't tested the fog lights, but you saw me test the DRL. So for now, I'm not even going to bother plugging them in, plugging the lights in, because I'll be coming back to this once I've done Project Pearl. So I'm hoping it's going to fit. Same goes for straightening up that condenser as well. I'm not going to bother doing that at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to fit in the side panels. I need to find my bottle of soapy water. I don't know what I've done with it. I've got so many and I'm not sure which one it is. So I need to try and figure it out, because it's always good to get those in with soapy water. So yeah, I'm not going to put the foam thing on either, because it's, when you're doing a test fit, it's a lot easier, because that will be the thing that sometimes stops you from getting it in, because if the front panel is slightly the wrong height, then that will fall into the wrong place, which will stop the sides going in properly. I've got a feeling the sides aren't going to go in properly anyway. But of course, before I do that, I've got to get the wing changed. So I'm going to do that on the next video, because this video is getting quite long now, but we are getting there. We made some good progress despite the horrible weather. So I'm going to end this one here, as I say. Got quite a bit done. Nothing on the inside whatsoever. I've not even taken the rubbish out of the inside. I'm going to do that in a minute. Yeah, so the next thing to do is the wing. As I say, I'll do that on the next video. So this is day one. Day two will follow probably next week. Yeah. Any questions you got, give me a shout. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, click on the link, subscribe to the channel. Please give us a thumbs up. It helps on the algorithms. So do the likes, and so that is a like, isn't it? The thumbs up is the like. Yeah, but still, I think only something like 56% of you watching the videos are subscribers. So if you're not, I really want to get to 10,000. We're just under 8,500 at the moment. Really want to get to 10,000. I hoped I might do it by Christmas. I'm not going to make 9,000 by Christmas, but it would have been nice. But there you go. But if another 20% of you subscribed, we'd hit the 10,000 before Christmas or before New Year. So go on, hit that button, subscribe to the channel. Until the next one, as always, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.